Coming up on AgweekTV, a South Dakota senator gets the top job in the Senate. What that could mean for ag.
I'm in Waubun, Minnesota, where Benson Meat is bringing an economic boost to the White Earth Nation.
These kids are grateful for the farmers who bring them fresh, healthy food every day. How is it? Good.
And an Italian transplant brings his family's produce to Minnesota. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. Immigration, markets, and ag labor shortages are a big concern for farmers and the livestock industry. I met with some livestock producers to see how the cattle and pork industries performed this year and what they might expect in the coming year with big changes in Washington.
Things are looking good for the first part of 2025.
Lori Stevenmer and her husband raise pigs near Easton, Minnesota, and she is currently serving as the National Pork Producers Council president. She says this year has been a mixed bag for pork producers.
It's been a very diverse year. When you look back at the start of the year, our farms were losing money, going through one of the longest stretches of unprofitability. And as we end up this year, we do have some profitability back in our markets.
Stevenmer says labor shortages are an issue in pork operations as they need year-round employees, not just seasonal.
A lot of our farms use a TN labor, and there's been an increase in the denials of those TNs, and so that's put a strain on some of our farms. People often talk about an H-2A visa, but that's just seasonal, and our farms are needing, workers year-round for those pigs. So, we've asked for reform on those H-2A visas to make those a year-round situation.
About 26% of the U.S.'s pork products are exported.
We're hoping that we can continue to have good exports and that we can develop some new markets.
We have all-time high beef demand right now and all-time high retail prices.
Andy Bishop operates a cow-calf operation in Kentucky, and it is the chairman of the Cattlemen's Beef Board. He says it's an exciting time for the beef industry.
Due to cattle inventory being low, prices are good, but beef demand has remained extremely high.
Despite an extremely low cattle inventory, producers are more than making up for the lost head by increased carcass weights.
And, carcass weights increased another 28 pounds this year. And so when you look at that across the industry and the amount of cattle we process each year annually, that means we need 1 million head less cattle than we needed before to fill the same demand.
According to the USDA, the cattle inventory is down about 2.5% from last year. South Dakota Senator John Thun will be taking the lead role in the Senate in January, as Republican senators picked him to be majority leader. As Kennedy Tesh reports, state and national ag groups are expressing support for the new leader.
Incoming Senate Majority Leader John Thun says he is excited to put South Dakota's priorities on the national stage. Thun says he will focus on issues that matter most to his state and the nation, like securing the southern border, improving energy security, extending tax cuts, and prioritizing the Farm Bill. Doug Somke, president of the South Dakota Farmers Union, says Thun is a good advocate for farmers, and the Farm Bill is an urgent need.
The fact that we have no Farm Bill yet, a 2018 Farm Bill in 2024 just doesn't work. We got a lot of farmers that are struggling because of low prices right now, and there's a lot of things we need to fix, including reference prices and such. And
Thun is the second South Dakotan to lead the Senate. Democrat Tom Daschle held the post from 2001 to 2004. Somke says Thun has a good track record.
He's really good at communicating. He's been a strong advocate for us for so long, and just look forward to seeing where he can take us and maybe even help the country understand that we need to work together a little more than against each other.
The Vice President of Government Affairs for the National Cattlemen's Association says Senator Thun is a strong ally for producers, who he believes will work to secure crucial tax relief. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, this is Kennedy Tesh for AgWeek.
Thun was elected in the Senate in 2004 after serving in the House. 2024 turned out to be a phenomenal year for sugar beet growers. The nation's sugar industry hit a record crop this year, with USDA estimating 9.4 million tons of sugar cane and sugar beets being harvested. While in recent years, Mother Nature has made it difficult for sugar beet farmers in the valley to plant or harvest their crop, this growing season's weather was easy to navigate.
Beets getting planted at an earlier time, they developed very well. And then when we actually got to harvest, it was pretty dry, which was good for harvest production. We did see some hot weather, some heat in the end of the harvest period, which slowed things down a little bit, but the factories are all running well. So a combination of factors, I would say, for the beet side. We had good agronomic conditions, and we've had very good factory production.
5.4 million tons of sugar beets were harvested this year.
Ahead on AgweekTV, we'll take you to a school where kids are growing some of their own food.
Introducing the all-new Vatterstadt Tempo K24, designed and built in the U.S. It combines capacity with superior precision, even at very high speeds. With PowerShoot technology that uses positive air pressure to take full control of the seed from the meter all the way down to the soil, using no belts, motors, or brushes. Start your journey to outstanding emergence. Pre-order your Tempo K today.
Announcing another exciting land auction brought to you by Dakota Plains Realty and Land Company. Consisting of 550.8 highly productive acres of farmland in Grant County, North Dakota. Located south of Heil, North Dakota, this reserve auction will be sold in 4 parcels. This is a perfect addition to your farm or ranch operation or as an investment opportunity. Register to bid and learn more at bid.dakotaplainsrealty.com.
When it comes to grain storage and handling solutions, one call does it all. Gateway Building Systems is one of the largest Brock bin dealers in the U.S. Our expert team is dedicated to creating a customized plan for your future success. Expanding your operation has never been easier with our range of Brock solid bins, grain dryers, conveyors, and more. As your trusted partner, we are committed to serving the needs of farmers. Take the first step toward success and call Gateway Building Systems today.
A farmer's work is never done. You're not just planting a seed or harvesting a crop. You're growing a legacy. When you're up before dawn and out long past dusk, you need a banker who will work with your schedule, not the other way around. At Choice, we do banking differently, giving farmers like you time back to focus on what really matters. Choice Bank, top North Dakota Ag Bank for 10 years running, and always people first.
Mice are a real problem and get into everything. They leave a scent trail, bringing more mice to the party. Poisons and traps just lure mice in, leaving you with the mess and costly damage. Introducing Mouse Mix, the world's safest and most effective deterrent. The pleasant scent interferes with the mouse's sense of smell. Simply put, they can't stand it. Mouse Mix works 6 months for complete winter storage of campers, cabins, boats, cars, and farm equipment. Mouse Mix, you put it out and the mice leave.
Precise feed rations are critical to maintaining a healthy cattle herd in the most efficient way possible. Slink bunk management is the process of prescribing the appropriate amount of feed to every cattle every day. Producers need to have a record of how much feed has been delivered to the cattle and then a record of both intake behavior and cattle behavior. It's all about maximizing efficiency.
Some research that was done back in the early 90s and the 80s and into the 2000s indicated that when we implemented a slick bunk management strategy, those cattle consumed a bit less feed but gained the same as their counterparts that were given free will access to feed.
It's also important to know the nutrition in your cattle's feed ration. Feed analysis reports help to understand feedstuffs to build an accurate ration. This report is based off the feedstuff that is sent to either private or university laboratories by the producer.
Those reports that come back essentially give us a overarching look into what those feeds are doing on a chemical basis. So the amount of protein that's in there, the amount of energy that's in there, so that when we go to feed it to our cattle, that those nutrients are exactly what they need in that finished ration.
Kovarna says producers should be getting their feed tested annually if they are using the same feed throughout the year. Every year at this time, as we approach the season of giving and gratitude, we look at some of the ways people are thankful for farmers. In this week's AgWeek cover story, Michael Johnson takes us to a small Minnesota town that's thankful for livestock producers and the business that's bringing them fresh meat.
Everybody's very happy to have this, and
Waubun is a town of just 400 people in west central Minnesota on the White Earth Reservation, so people here are thankful to have easier access to locally produced, high-quality meat. Paul Benson and his sister Mary Madelac wanted to provide that by opening a meat processing plant. After years of planning, it opened in October.
It's creating opportunity out there. That's exactly what we wanted to happen.
Paul Benson spent his life raising livestock, and a few years ago, he and his friend Doyle Turner decided to open a plant. Sadly, Turner died of complications with COVID before their dream came true, but Benson's sister stepped in.
Well, you know, they say Mahnomen County is a food desert. That's one of the things we capitalized on when we wrote the grants. And this brings nutritious protein into the area.
She helped secure more than $2 million in government grants. Other financial help came from the White Earth Tribe and the Minnesota Department of Ag. They got bank loans to cover the rest of the $5.5 million USDA-inspected plant.
We don't purchase any box beef or box pork. All of our products come through, and we do everything here. We do all the further processing. Every piece of bacon, every piece of ham, every snack stick, every little sizzler, everything is done here, right in our community, and it's from our community.
Benson credits his staff for the plant's success so far. They also have a retail store that carries a variety of regional products in addition to their meat.
You bet we're seeing immediate impact in our own community.
In Waubun, Minnesota, this is Michael Johnson for AgWeek.
You could read more in the next AgWeek magazine or at agweek.com. As we continue our Thankful for Ag stories, we visit a school that's focusing on serving fresh, whole foods. They're even growing some of their own. As Rose Dunn found at St. Joseph's School in Moorhead, the changes are a big hit.
We have kale and bok choy, and then the butterleaf lettuce.
It's harvest day in the St. Joseph's Catholic School lunchroom. The second grade class grows these lettuces in this hydroponic garden.
The second graders love it. They always ask, they're like, is this our lettuce? And we're like, yep, it's your lettuce.
Ladine Sorrell has been food service director here for 12 years, but this year they're trying something new. They're moving towards serving mostly fresh, whole foods, locally produced as much as possible.
And as farm girl, I was like, yep, absolutely, I'm in.
They're also working toward a zero-waste kitchen. That means washable silverware and trays, milk in glasses rather than cartons, and the food scraps are collected to feed the livestock at Harvest Hope Farm, north of town. Sorrell says serving more whole foods takes a little more prep work, but she thinks it's well worth it. And she thanks the farmers who provide it.
I guess I've always just appreciated that I never went to bed hungry a single day in my life. I understand where my food comes from. I know the hard work that goes into it. And I try to bring that to my job so that the kids understand, you know, how lucky they are that we live here, where the food is plentiful and good.
They feed about 180 kids a day, pre-K through 8th grade.
And cucumbers.
And so far, the changes are a big hit with the ones whose opinions matter most.
What would you say to the farmers who grow your food?
Thank you for some.
In Moorhead, Minnesota, this is Rose Dunn for AgWeek.
Sorrell says thanks to another grant, they have just added a second hydroponic garden for the kids to grow more of their own vegetables. Ahead on AgWeek TV, some FFA students are working to keep farmers safer.
Have what it takes to overcome challenges, raise more bushels, and grow a long-lasting legacy? Absolutely. At Peterson Farm Seed, we'll help you reach your potential and maximize returns on every acre. Peterson Farm Seed.
People's Company and Steve Dalen Farmland Sales eXp Realty are excited to auction 320 acres of Norman County, Minnesota farmland. Just 6 miles from the Ada West piling station, the land will be sold as 2 adjacent 160-acre tracts and has a proven record of excellent yields when growing sugar beets as well as small grains, corn, and soybeans. The auction is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Moorhead. For more information or to register and bid online, visit peoplescompany.com. That's peoplescompany.com.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork.
At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single healthcare, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
Mice are a real problem and get into everything. They leave a scent trail, bringing more mice to the party. Poisons and traps just lure mice in, leaving you with the mess and costly damage. Introducing Mouse Mix, the world's safest and most effective deterrent. The pleasant scent interferes with the mouse's sense of smell. Simply put, they can't stand it. Mouse Mix works 6 months for complete winter storage of campers, cabins, boats, cars, and farm equipment. Mouse Mix, you put it out and the mice leave.
You work well under pressure, fighting the clock to get your seed in the ground. At Peterson Farm Seed, we've got your back, always. Count on us to deliver what you need when you need it. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Is this winter weather here to stay? Here's John with our AgriWeather Outlook.
As we discussed last week, much colder weather has dropped into the north central part of the United States, and it does look like it's got some staying power. We may be dealing with this for some time. We've also seen down in through at least the north central part of the country some snow, and it looks like more of that is on the way. So for at least a small part of the middle, central, northern part of the United States, we've got winter's arrival, and I do expect it to gradually spread from here. It does look like we've been talking about the status of the overall pattern with La Nina and where the anomalies around the country are and around the world. And I think there's a fair chance that this cold and snowy north central part of the U.S. pattern is one that will repeat itself often during the course of the winter. Jet stream is kind of flip-flopping around in the Pacific Northwest, but the general trend here is troughiness into the Rocky Mountains, spreading out into the Great Plains. It's a little not quite such a cool pattern in the northeastern states, but we got some pretty cold weather that has dropped into right here, the north central middle and the Rocky Mountains. Cold fronts have temporarily knocked some cool weather down into the southern states. I don't look for that to be anything more than a few days of cooler weather, and that will likely eventually retreat northward again. The really cold stuff, near sub-zero highs, that is beginning to manifest itself in the area between Hudson Bay and Alaska from time to time. I think it's mostly going to stay up there, but it does get a little bit closer. Now, with the weather pattern the way it is, some ridging out here in the Gulf of Alaska, there will be a tendency for that cold weather to try to come south for the moment, at least, as we head through the last week of November, Thanksgiving week. I think we'll keep that frigid weather to the north, and I look for it to largely stay up there in December. At least the first week of December, maybe not the entire month. As we head into the first week of December, I think there may be a brush with some of that really cold weather, but I don't think it'll really get too far south. We'll keep the weather near or below freezing all across the northern tier and even into New England part of the time. As I said, the southern states will begin to warm up. South Florida, South Texas look fairly nice. Southwestern states also look pretty good. I don't see any really staying power of cold weather down south. As far as the storms go, on this first weekend coming out of the Rockies, likely a snow system that will spread another swath of snow across the northern plains. Additional storms in the Rockies will likely just keep their snow in the Rockies. The northern plains likely to dry out. A second storm sometime near Thanksgiving week will spread precipitation in the mid-south. The second week looks a little drier overall without so much heavier precipitation.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brent does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of Brent products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
When it comes to grain storage and handling solutions, one call does it all. Gateway Building Systems is one of the largest Brock bin dealers in the U.S. Our expert team is dedicated to creating a customized plan for your future success. Expanding your operation has never been easier with our range of Brock solid bins, grain dryers, conveyors, and more. As your trusted partner, we are committed to serving the needs of farmers. Take the first step toward success and call Gateway Building Systems today.
Introducing the all-new Vatterstadt Tempo K24, designed and built in the U.S. It combines capacity with superior precision, even at very high speeds. With power chute technology that uses positive air pressure to take full control of the seed from the meter all the way down to the soil, using no belts, motors, or brushes. Start your journey to outstanding emergence. Pre-order your Tempo K today.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single healthcare, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
As we continue our Thankful for Ag series, some South Dakota farmers are thankful for their local FFA chapters for helping keep them safer. Accidents can happen at any time on the farm, so the Lennox Sundstrom FFA chapter is helping farmers be prepared. Ariana Schumacher gives us a look at the first aid kits they created for local ag producers.
Stuff does happen, and when it happens fast.
The Lennox Sundstrom FFA chapter gathered supplies and made first aid kits for farmers in their area.
We thought it was a good idea to do this because we haven't seen it done by very many people, and normally when stuff happens out in the field, normally people aren't prepared for it.
Each one of these kits features items that you normally wouldn't find in a first aid kit.
There's more items in here, including tourniquets and bleed stop. We kind of look to see different types of things that we could easily get is the other thing too, because some things are strictly for medical professionals only.
While these kits don't include everything you would need for every injury, the goal is to heal smaller injuries or help with larger injuries until medical professionals arrive, which can take longer in the country.
I hope it benefits them by when they get serious injury, they can help themselves and wait till medical help.
For the chapter, it's an important way they can get back to their community.
Because without the community, our FFA chapter would not be the way it is. We have numerous things that are donated to us, such as a brand new greenhouse that is being putting up right now. And just there's so many different ways our community helps us, and this is just one way to give back to the farmers that give so much to us, because without them, we really could not do everything that we do.
In Lennox, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
The chapter received a South Dakota FFA Foundation grant, which covered the first cost of the first 50 first aid kits. But they would like to distribute even more in the future and are accepting donations to cover those costs. Still ahead on AgweekTV, we'll meet a chef bringing a taste of his homeland to Minnesota.
Have what it takes to overcome challenges, raise more bushels, and grow a long-lasting legacy? Absolutely. At Peterson Farm Seed, we'll help you reach your potential and maximize returns on every acre. Peterson Farm Seed.
People's Company and Steve Dalen Farmland Sales eXp Realty are excited to auction 320 acres of Norman County, Minnesota farmland. Just 6 miles from the Ada West piling station, the land will be sold as 2 adjacent 160-acre tracts and has a proven record of excellent yields when growing sugar beets as well as small grains, corn, and soybeans. The auction is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott in Moorhead. For more information or to register and bid online, visit peoplescompany.com. That's peoplescompany.com.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brand does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of brand products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
Announcing another exciting land auction brought to you by Dakota Plains Realty and Land Company. Consisting of 550.8 highly productive acres of farmland in Grant County, North Dakota. Located south of Heil, North Dakota, this reserve auction will be sold in 4 parcels. This is a perfect addition to your farm or ranch operation or as an investment opportunity. Register to bid and learn more at bid.dakotaplainsrealty.com.
We started with a raw piece of ground out here and we put in bins, and then we started coming in with the leg and dryer system and threw in a pit. The process with working with them has been very simple. It was a one-stop shop. Go there. We came up with a plan together and they have been executing it flawlessly. Hi, I'm Brian Hoffman and I highly recommend using Advanced Grain out of Mayville, North Dakota.
You work well under pressure, fighting the clock to get your seed in the ground. At Peterson Farm Seed, we've got your back, always. Count on us to deliver what you need when you need it. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
A transplant from Italy is bringing a taste of his homeland to Minnesota. Pasquale Pressa's family has raised olives for generations on a small farm in Italy. He moved to the U.S. years ago and has worked as a chef. He owns a pizzeria in Rochester. His father, brother, and cousins still grow and process olives in southern Italy. Pressa says an olive tree has to be at least 250 years old to fully produce olives. He sells his family's olive oil and other products in stores across southern Minnesota. He says his family's olive oil is the true gold of southern Italy.
And our products are all clean label that when people look at them, they read the ingredients, they're amazed that there are only 2-3 ingredients to make a really delicious product.
This is olive picking season, and the family will be making oil for about the next month and a half. In addition to olives, the family grows figs, cherries, apricots, and almonds. Stories you'll only see on AgWeek.com and in AgWeek magazine this week. An invasive insect dangerous to corn was identified in Minnesota for the first time this fall. And a Western Minnesota cooperative will vote this week on the future of their ownership. We appreciate you watching AgWeek TV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.